All right, Tabletop Life fans, this is Thomas Bird here for another video battle report. Today we're going to be practicing some lists for Worlds just before team. This is also kind of a team list that we're kind of thinking about, where everything's team-centric in our brains now with all the Intel announcements. So, got the Ironstorm Spear? What is it called? Spearhead. Is that, I don't even know the names. It's the Iron Hands detachment. That's the only thing I call it. This is a list I've been running recently just to test out all the indirect. So it's got a lot of vehicles, way more vehicles than I'm used to. Let's go down the list real quick. So we got 2 units of scouts. We got 3 units of inceptors, 2 plasma, and 1 bolter. Got 2 lancers, 3 whirlwinds, 1 impulsor. Company hero squad, desolation squad with the super cracks and the Vangor. Got 2 tech marines, 1 with the augury web and 1 with the adept of the omnissiah, the blank damage. We got a combi lieutenant, lone op guy, and then we have Calgar doing the Calgar things. Pretty simple lists on paper here, but it does a lot of work. So let's go see who we're playing on the other side, and then we'll look at the mission.
All right, guys, as Thomas said, we are testing some lists for Worlds, and then, teams is always a factor, right? I think there's a lot of armies that we're kind of thinking about for the coming season, and I'm kind of like the floater. I can play a little bit of everything, which is part of my indecision for lists that I'm going to play for Worlds. But I had this idea around Death Guard. There's some, really, I think, interesting combinations of things that you can do with Death Guard. And so we're going to give this list a shot and see if it has some legs. So it's functionally Rhino spam. So I've got 4 Rhinos kitted with everything you would expect, the combis and the Havoc launchers. I have a suite of characters. I have 2 purifiers and 3 purifiers and 3 foul blight spawns. Those are going to attach to 3 10-man plague squads, and then each of them will go in a Rhino. I then have 2 just 5-man squads of Plague Marines just to kind of hop around objective play. They're still just really solid units for 80 points. And then rounding out the list, I have Typhus and his company of Death Shroud to snipe with mortals. I have a unit of Nurglings, and then I have 3 Brigands. The Brigands are there because they can benefit from the contagions as the Death Guard kind of project their contagion range. The minuses to saves and things like that are really good for both their indirect and their chain talons. So there's really some interesting synergies there. I think it's going to do a lot of damage. I can throw a ton of grenades each turn, and I just have a lot of meat to fight through. The downside is it just bleeds secondaries with Bring It Down and Assassinate, but we'll see how it works.
The excitement of the go first roll, because he realized he had only a few drops. So let's talk about this terrain. So we did priority targets and chosen battlefield. So what that means is priority targets is up to 5 each turn, up to 10, and at the end of the game they're worth 5 each, up to 15. Chosen battlefield is player placed, so we put out the objectives before we know the sides. So he won the roll to pick sides, so he picked the sides, playing Dawn of War. So I just rolled to go first, and I think he has way less drops than me, so I was able to save this impulsor for last. It's really far away from my home castle here, which is not exactly what I want. He's got a lot of stuff in reserves, but I do have an angle to his rhinos if I drive all the way up to the front. I do got some scout moves to do. I did pick fixed. I'm going with killing his vehicles and killing his characters, so he has a lot of those. So we'll see if I can get something here on the first turn. Let's do our scout moves, and then we'll come back after turn 1. All right, I was able to... he popped smoke when I shot at the full rerolls here. I only managed to hit with 2, and then I rolled 1. He failed 1 save, so I rolled a d6 plus 1. I rolled a 4. Or I rolled a 1, and then I had my reroll still from my detachment reroll, and I still rolled another 1. So it only did 2 damage, but it was enough to weaken it. I shot it with the whirlwind, did the full mercy as weakness on it, and just rolled a bunch of 5s and 6s. So I ended up making him take 9 wounds or something, and he failed it. I did roll 6 for the max number of shots. It was a really good exchange. Then I was able to shoot these guys with 2 whirlwinds, so I picked up a few of the 10-man, so he's wounded, but not enough for a battle shock. I had ran over here just to like tag this objective in case I wanted to stop it from being sticky. But since he like fell out on this objective, he wasn't going to have to take battle shock tests. I didn't think it ended up mattering. So just here move blocking this guy with some scouts. Sorry, scouts. Die your glorious death. I made sure not to put on the objective because he's on tactical. And then, yeah, that's it. So end of...
Engaging all fronts and deploy teleport.
So his turn 1, he's got engage. It's not great for him on first turn. And deploy teleports. I hope he does it. We'll come back after turn 1 for death talk about what happened. All right, Joe. I'll let you do some talking. But so basically, the guys jumped out. The scouts were kind of in the way, but he was still able to get a few guys on this side of the wall. Kind of disembarked like this, and then moved up to try to get melt-a-gun shots. I popped smoke. He made a mistake when he deployed his guys. He was trying to get the melt-a-guns in range of half damage. He wasn't in range of half after the move. But he already positioned the guys that way, so then when he made the charge, he did not roll high enough to pile all the fighty guys in, so he just hit me with some plague knives.
Yeah, it was a matter of like I should have just pre-measured it.
Yeah.
And then put the heavy plagues out front so that when I went for the it's a 7-inch charge, so I think with a reroll, which I'm banking, we have a pretty good shot to hit that.
These guys got punched here. We just assumed he killed the scouts.
Yep.
But those were the original contents of the original squad. He did sticky this objective. He stickied that objective. But I get to slap him back, see if I do a wound to him, and then we're off to the races. He feels very demoralized at this point. Ooh, the Rhino even like took a test and fell back from the combat. I was like, roll the 1 so I can lose another Rhino, but he didn't.
The problem with the whirlwind list is that once you're out of your transports, you're just dead because it's just so many shots. If you have units that are above 5, like they're just going to pop off. So we'll see. I don't think we talked about this before, but the Rhino that was here actually blew up and did a total of 5 mortals to these 2 Rhinos, and so Thomas has a position where he can just drop and probably nuke some of the Rhinos here. So we'll see how this all goes.
All right, I thought I was clever, and I'm like, I totally forgot that he has deep striking guys that could rapid ingress. So that's real problematic. So he's trying to measure to put himself down here. So while he's doing that, here's my thinking. I put these inceptors here outside of getting flame. That's a 12-inch mark stick right there. He's got a Rhino full of guys staying outside. So I want to take this sticky away so he doesn't get primary. And now I'm going to shoot plasma over here. I also have positioned these plasma guys in case these guys fall out when they get killed on the wrong side of the wall. So that Calgar can potentially charge them. It just depends. Over here, these guys are going to pot shot this Rhino, try to kill them, deback them. My scouts picked up and dropped back down. Little did they realize I should have dropped back there. I almost put them back there. I'm like, there's no reason to be back here. And now I'm paying the price. I'm paying the price. So we do have some shots around there. We can kind of futz around with it. We'll see. We have Inceptors. We have Desolation Marines that can shoot at them. So we'll come back and see after my turn shooting is done what is left. I didn't want him to get on the objective. I don't think that it actually ends up mattering too terribly much other than just positioning. I wanted to move block him a little bit more than that. He's in a much better spot there to attack me, unfortunately. The Rhino, I rolled 10 on my charge, so everyone got to move up farther than I wanted to, and I have big bases, so I didn't really think about it when I moved them in. They aren't super tight, and it was just enough. He couldn't disembark wholly without being within 1 inch of my guys, so he had to emergency disembark. So he lost 2.5 guys, but he was forced to be within 6, so he's out on this side of the Rhino, unfortunately. And I did kill it though. So over here, I was able to shoot this Rhino down to 2 wounds and then plink it with the other side of Inceptors and kill it. So the guys fell out, but nobody got hurt. So I was trying to mercy's weakness them. I should have just shot him anyway, so I got greedy. So he's going to pick up primary there. Looks like it wouldn't have mattered based on this play, so it's not as big a mistake. Did want to take that sticky off before I died. Over here, I Mercy's weakness them instead of these guys, like a knucklehead. Forcing him to take some 3-up saves, not ideal. He did oblige and fail a couple, so he lost a guy. Over here, Desolators did their work. They killed the Rhino. Between Inceptors and 2 Whirlwinds and all the blasts, we killed all these guys. And then we killed these guys as well with the last one of the Whirlwinds. And then this guy shot and punked off one of the characters. So we actually picked up a ton of points right now. He's got reserves. I still have my 2 Lancers, so he's going to bring in his Knights in this turn, hopefully. And now I'll let my Lancers kind of hopefully pick up them. I'm going to lose some stuff, a lot of stuff probably. But we'll see what we have left to pick him up with on the next turn. So going to turn 2 for the Death Guard. All right, this is into Joe's movement phase, turn 2. He's moved that foul Blight Spawn up. I was debating it. I know these guys are going to get ganked, so I was like, let me try to overwatch it. I did not roll any 6s, so he gets to live to flame me. These Terminators moved up. He was just able to get his toe over the line, so he's going to be able to do typist things to me. I'm like, I don't like that. Nurglings dropped in. He drew behind enemy lines and bring it down, so he's got to kill vehicle. So he's at least got this one. Over here, he wanted to try to kill this vehicle, but the way it was positioned, coming in 9 inches away, that angle was just too tight on this little edge here, so he couldn't actually see it. It was tight. So he's decided to leave all the Knights off, so I'm going to be forced to bring my Lancers in next turn unabated. So we'll just have to see where I go, and then he'll be able to shoot me dead afterwards. So really, it's kind of how much damage can he do. He's going to pick up all my infantry. This Calgar going to survive the full 10-man. It's not what I wanted. We'll see if I regret that. But yeah, let's come back after his shooting's done and see what's left. All right, a brutal turn. A lot of guys dead. But Calgar still alive. Can't kill Calgar. He shot Flamers over here. Only killed 1 guy and then charged in there. He kind of rolled low on his 2 damage saves. Attacks. He rolled a lot of 1 damage attacks, but I have 4 wound guys. -1 to wound. Kind of offset his -1 toughness. So I was able to survive through that. And then Calgar had 4 up for no pain, so he tanked a couple saves to stay alive.
I rolled low there, so I had to re-roll
the
charge.
He rolled a 4, which, you know, he did D6 damage. He did 6 damage on his big boy shot from Typhus onto the Whirlwind. But then he rolled a 4-inch charge, which would have made it, but like it would have left it where he could have maybe only swung with 1 guy, maybe only just Typhus. And as it turned out, he needed every single swing he had. It literally came down to 1 6-up from the last hit from one of the guys. The Whirlwind might have lived, but it died. It did not explode, but they're stuck out in the wind. I'm about to come in hot.
And if I don't have to reroll that, I have lethal exploding fires here, which changes that combat a lot.
That extra CP, he didn't get to pop the full power here, so it was kind of bad for him. Calgar cannot fall back in charge now because he lost all his friends, but he doesn't mind punking them. Actually, they fight first, yeah, so we're just going to fall back. It's not going to be awesome. But we will kill all these guys. We'll kill all of those guys. It'll be fine. We're going to have to bring in a lot of stuff here to kill. All right, we'll be back. All right, I had my scouts here. I took him off the board during his turn, and I realized I need to screen his Knights coming back in, so I just ended up coming back in here, tempting him to overwatch me, but he did not. My Whirlwind also pushed out. Doesn't really want to be exposed, but like to squeeze in and shoot at Typhus, there was no angles here. I had to bring my tanks in, not where they want to be. That's the only way I can get rid of Typhus. I don't really have any forces here. Calgar fell back from combat. He wanted to stay in there, but I wasn't sure that I could kill them all. They would swing first. It would be dicey. I might as well just kill them for sure. And then he spent his last CP. He was talking about using it to make them -1 to hit, but he decided with 2 tanks shooting at him, they'll likely be dead. So he went over here and put the rapid ingress Knight in. So he's still got 2 Knights that are going to come in on his next turn. But now this Knight is in a bad place where I can't get at it. But I do have impulsors that these guys ran up and jumped in the ride. Now the ride over here is taking that sticky away. We're going to try to shoot some guys off. Unfortunately, it's still going to be sticky even if they die. So not super relevant. So priority target's killing this and this. And then we'll see what happens after it's all done. All right, I tried to get greedy with the splitting fire. I was able to kill Typhus with the tanks. It took all of the shots, but I did it. Over here, I shot with the first whirlwind, killed them all the way down to the 2 characters, so I was forced to split fire with these 2 guys. Or just pick on one. I decided to split. I left both on 2 wounds. How annoying. So then I had this impulsor that could see both. I was like, 2 wounds. Clearly I have enough power to kill all these guys. So I split fire there. Did not kill one. Didn't do any wounds to him. The other guy only took 1 wound. And then I was forced to shoot the last whirlwind at a 2 wound character. Killed him. Hopefully he was going to explode. He did not explode. So I did kill that guy. That's good. I did Bangor over there because I was really getting greedy for that character. Did no wounds to him. So it's going to be interesting. The next turn, I did a lot of damage. Got some points, scoring a lot of secondaries. And I'm stopping him from scoring all of the primaries because I'm taking away sticky here and sticky here.
No, you didn't go sticky in the middle.
This is 2 guys to 1.
I think I'm OC2 on that guy.
That guy's OC1. He's going to check, but I'm sure I'm right. We'll be back. All right, we're going into turn 4. At the end of turn 3, brutal. Calgar, he got shot in the face with Melta. He was able to stay alive with his feeling of pain, but it took a lot of wounds off of him. And he was forced to charge me with his guys, and it was just a little too much. The Vitreous Guard stayed alive. He elected not to pile into him, take some 2 damage hits back. Shooting Calgar, he left these guys alive, so he just charged in a Knight to make sure he healed the primary. He slapped me for 1 wound. I slapped him back, wounding him with 6s. He failed 4 saves out of the 6 I did to him. Take some wounds, Knight. Over here, this guy just pummeled my poor guy. Sad Panda. He wanted to make all the hits, but he got melted to death. AP 5, there's no saving. Over here, the scouts got butchered by just flamers and shots. So he picked up no prisoners. He does have Defend Stronghold, so there is an opportunity to steal that this turn if that Vitreous Guard. If he makes a big run, I don't even know where his guys are. That might be impossible. We'll see. My tanks are here in the back, hiding like little girls. He intentionally elected not to attack them and attack all my other stuff, which I think is the right move. Now I can't really effectively corral him. I can't get out of my zone this turn. I have whirlwinds, but we have these guys, so they could do some work. We're about to oath him to bits, and he's wounded. Thankfully, all the power's about to happen. And but we're not getting primary this turn, so that hurts. Let's do our scoring and we'll come back. Let's go here and get primary from you. This is an in-game moment. This is top of turn, bottom of turn. This is top of turn 4 now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're moving along here. So I have this choice. This Vitreous Guard can stay still and charge these guys, which he can get overwatched. But potentially, if I go somewhere, I could get on the objective. But that would be a long charge. I have to kill all the guys. He's still going to overwatch me. I could shoot them with artillery, but then, depending on who he pulls, if I kill the whole squad, it could potentially mess it all up. I can just advance. I need a 4+. If I get a 4, I make the advance onto the thing. He would have to overwatch me, potentially kill me. I have 1 wound, so just 1 has to go through. He has flamers. Risky biscuits. I could potentially make him save that CP for the overwatch on the charge, and then I shoot something else. I don't know. Over here, the parking lot just expands to shoot these guys, and we're going to whirlwind. We have this guy marked as oath, so hopefully we kill this Knight right here. Take that objective back away from him. I think I have to go for the 4+. I'm just going for it. Here it is on camera. Ugh, I don't like this choice. I have a CP, but I can't use it. 4+, baby! Oh, it's a 6! Oh, it's happening. He's overwatching me after I go. So we know I make it.
Flamer?
Oh my god, 6 flavor shots. He's been flaming me a lot.
2+.
2+. All the ones.
3 saves, 3 4-ups.
3 4s. No, not enough. Not enough. Oh, he dies. No, the Melta hits. He would have just saved the Melta. Of course he would have. Vitreous, he tried. All right, we'll be back. All right, the whirlwind did the work. These guys, I shouldn't have shot them first. I didn't think that the whirlwind would do so much damage. I just popped off. It was a little bit. I rolled 3 shots, so 3 + 3. I rolled 6 shots, full oath. I popped the Mercy's weakness because he was wounded. So I got lethal and exploding on 5s. I rolled all explodes, all 5s and 6s for all 6 shots. So 6 lethals. Then I rolled 2 more wounds out of the wound rolls. And then he failed all the saves and died. So the guys shot first. Unfortunately, they missed because they were -1 to hit. They could not shoot other blast guns, but the whirlwind picked it up. They were just wishing they could just shoot these guys. The last whirlwind just shot down here and picked up that 1 wound character because I have to kill characters for my secondaries. And then over here, 2 lancers had nothing to do, couldn't see. They just picked up those 4 plague marines that were left. So he's not getting any primary except for this, unfortunately. He's going to get defend stronghold, but I did pick up 2 more things for secondaries, so secondaries are chugging along. All right, he was able to just 2 Knight Brigands just like laid into those guys with the contagion up. They just didn't have a chance, so they're dead. I've already maxed killing characters. He's just going to walk on objectives. He's going to get the 15 and the extra 15. So I know he's going to pick up 30 points on the last turn. Secondaries. All I can really do is I'll pick up 5 for primary on the top of this turn, and I'll have just 1 objective. I'm like, mistakes were made. I loaded that side up, and he just stacked everything else, and I came in over here. Stupid Terminators cost me the whole game. We'll see what the score comes out to. I need to get a Knight killed. That's all I can do. I don't think I have any way to shoot. I may be able to shoot these guys. They did not sticky that this turn.
We didn't.
So, but he was still just walking on all the things because he has a character behind there. Oh, this sticky. Oh, I hate sticky so much. Yeah. All right, let me do some shooting, see if I can't save the day. All right, so before he draws his final thing, we'll talk about my end of turn 5. I was only able to get line of sight with 1 Lancer. The whirlwinds popped off. I rolled 3 shots and 6 shots. I just barely wounded him with 1 damage. So I was popped Mercy's weakness. Then I rolled 6 shots. I only wounded him 5 times, exactly enough. He had 10 wounds left, and I was like, if you fail all of these 4 pluses, I kill the Knight, pick up secondaries. And he failed 4 out of 5. He tried to give it to me, but the guy's still alive. Now he has a critical battle shock.
So
he can pass.
Guys battle shock these guys need a 5 because they're on an objective. So they pass, and I'm going to auto pass.
He's going to auto pass that guy. So that'll let him walk onto the objectives. Get 15. So like, let's see what he draws, and we'll like come back with the final score. Tempting target. Oh no! Oh, I have nothing to do. He can't investigate very much, so at least he only gets 2 points for that. Maybe.
Do it with this guy, and then I just need to hold here and here, so this guy can potentially go down there.
We'll count the score at the end. All right, the decision to bring the tanks in, I think, was what ultimately cost me the game because I just neglected primary. And look at that score at the end. He picked up 30 points on the last turn. I only picked up 10. That's 20 points. Oh, and look at the secondary score, 35 to 34. That's 20 points. Oh, it cost me so much. Oh, I lost it by so much. Oh, this one guy living with 2 wounds. Obviously, that was a 10-point swing because he picked up tempting target. 5 points for the primary. 15 points. This one guy living was worth 15 points. Oh, all the things. Those guys living cost me another. Oh, he coulda, shoulda, woulda, something other. What a great game. Every little point counts. I know at the very beginning, Joe was very dire about his circumstances. All his plague marines were dying, and he thought he was about to give it up, right? He was getting pummeled. I was rolling 6s for just about every shot, it felt like. And I was rolling a lot of damage with the whirlwinds, but ultimately, all it took was 1 unit of Terminators to drop near me to get me all scared, and then that cost me the game. What a great game. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Hit that like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you like this content, be tuning in. We'll be putting more content out every week. So we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys.